Hello and welcome to Math 120. You're in Section 1. We're meeting Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3:05 and staying until 4:20. Make your way to the Hodge Center, room 256. If you have trouble finding that, just come in the upper doors from the library, coming from the library. When you enter the doors, turn left, go down a few doors on the left, and there you are, 256. My name is Dale Saylor. On your schedule, it might say something a little bit different, but it's not really a different person. My first name is not really Dale, but that's not an issue. It's Owen Dale Saylor, but I don't use the first name. My office is in the Hodge Center, room 228. I challenge you to find that within the first week. If you come in from the library, go up to the second floor, and as you enter the doors, bear a slight right and go clear down to the end of the hall. Take a slight turn to the right. There I am, room 228. No one else in the room, so I've got that office to myself. If you want to contact me, and I do live in Spartanburg, there's my phone number, 580-3748. Two basic emails you'll want to use. The official one is SaylorO, there's that O again, at uscupstate.edu. However, I recommend that if you want the quickest response, use the second email, saylormath@outlook.com. That's where I look first for any emails from any of my students. This is one version of the textbook. Right now there are three different possible versions. There's the 6th edition, which is an older version. I think it's from about 2014, so it's a little on the old side, but it's not drastically different from the other ones. The most current one is the 7th edition, and there's also an 8th edition. Any of those will do fine, really. The only difference might be that the page number that I show in the syllabus might be a little bit different. But the basic thing is, you go to the section we're working on, go to the end of that section, and see where the exercises are. That's all you need to do, really. On Blackboard, you're going to find a lot of things. You'll find the syllabus there. You'll find a bunch of folders. The first folder is about the introduction and a couple of the other things that you're going to start, hopefully, before you even come to class. The lessons themselves, well, if you expect the lessons to be in class, you'll find that this is a little bit different. However, it gives you a lot of flexibility. The lessons I create at home in my office and put on YouTube. All you need to do is go to YouTube, search for the Dale Saylor channel. When you get there, look for the playlist. Click on playlists. Once you get there, probably the top one will be the College Math 120 Upstate for spring 2023. It makes sense, right? Whether it's the first one or the third one, it's obvious which playlist you should be checking out. Make sure you keep current and follow each lesson with the exercises listed in the last part of the syllabus. That syllabus has a lot of stuff in it. Paired with Blackboard, you've got a tremendous resource. Those exercises will be your homework. Occasionally I'll collect those, not all the time. Now you might have a question about, well, does the homework have to be all correct? Are you going to correct it? Actually, no. What I'm checking for mostly is whether you even tried it. Because you don't learn math, you don't learn football, you don't learn anything without practice. So homework is your practice. I just want to make sure you're practicing, because that's the only way you're going to learn some of these important things we're going to talk about this semester. Speaking of this semester, here's my schedule. Now this might change just a slight bit, the office hours that is, but I'll typically be in the office from 11 to 2 every day of the week. Now, because I don't have any classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, if something comes up, like an appointment, a doctor's appointment or something, I'll probably schedule that for Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. However, the important thing is, if you plan to come to the office, and you're welcome to come anytime really, if you let me know ahead of time, then I can make sure I'm going to be there. Otherwise, I could be down the hall or somewhere, and you might think I'm not in the office, where actually I am. I'm just running off tests or doing something special. So, your class is the only one I've got, Tuesday and Thursday, from 3:05 to 4:20, room 256 in the Launch Center. If you have any trouble finding it, give me a call. You've got my phone number, 580-3748. Okay, so the lessons are on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, search my name to get my channel. Click on the playlists to see which options you have. I've got several different classes that I've taught in the past. I've got college math. I've got a couple of versions of business calculus, and there might be a third one I can't remember right now. Once you get to the right playlist, watch the video lesson for the topic that you're searching for. Take notes while you're watching that lesson. Of course, you can pause, you can stop, you can go get a drink, you can stop and eat supper, and then come right back to it. Maybe you want to watch it for 15 minutes. You think, that's about as much as I can take right now. Pause, come back later, continue, keep going. Keep taking notes. Write down any questions. Write down things that you don't understand. Bring those to class. That is the main reason for coming to class. You need to bring your questions, even if there's something that I need to totally re-talk about, re-discuss, no problem. Just bring your questions, I'll answer them. Every topic in the class that we want to cover will be explained in a YouTube video, all of them. Watch it, take notes, again, make a list of unresolved questions, see if you can figure them out yourself. That makes you a stronger student even. The class sessions for answering your questions, any questions. Complete the assignment that's paired with that. Check the syllabus. Bring those questions to class. Answer all your questions. Everything covered in the YouTube lessons, you're responsible for. I'm not going to go over the entire lesson in class because it's available online. You're responsible for attending that version of the class online. Now, there's something different about my classes. Everyone's a little bit different. This is something I started about a year ago. I stole the idea from a podcast. It's called J1Q. That stands for just one question. So this is how it works. Beginning the first day of class, you got 5 free points toward your final grade. Now, the catch is you have to keep those 5 points. Every day you come to class, and if I call on you, you have to have at least one question to ask in class. If you do, you're fine. If you don't have a question ready, you lose one of those 5 free points. That's very simple. If when you're doing the assignments, one of those questions is difficult and you think, I need to ask a question because I need to see this worked out in class, that's one of your questions. It's that simple. So between classes, make a list of maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 questions that you can ask in class. And that will cover your J1Q, just one question. But make sure every time you come to class, you have at least one question ready to ask. Now, some paperwork, so to speak. If you've got an issue of some kind where you need a special accommodation or some special accessibility, one of the things you should do is check with Disability Services on campus. Make an appointment with one of the staff members and see if you can get your accommodations. Another thing I would suggest highly is talking with me too. Maybe even before you go to Disability Services. If there's something that I can do to help you succeed, I'm more than willing to help you. If you do check with Disability Services, I'll work with them to make your success more and more likely. Some more paperwork, so to speak. What should be obvious: get there on time, get in your seat, get ready to take notes. Stay there until I dismiss class. Stay alert. Don't be looking at your phone. Turn off the cell phones. Turn off any beepers, if anyone does have beepers anymore. Don't talk with other people while the instructor, me, or other students are speaking. Always use good manners. Act with decorum toward your peers. You can ask questions at any time, any question at all. I've had students even ask about other classes. In a calculus class one day, someone asked me a statistics question. It sort of caught me by surprise. I answered his question and we moved on. There are dates in the syllabus with each assignment. Make sure you get that done by that date. Do it neatly, preferably in pencil so you can erase if you need to. Number 9 says you'll need a scientific graphing calculator. Well, you might already have one. If you don't have one, I have 2 recommendations. They're ones that I have in my briefcase all the time. The TI-84 CE, which is the best of the TI-84s, and yes, there is a difference. It's much better than the others, and I hope you do not have a TI-83. If you do, see if you can borrow a TI-84 from someone else. Another calculator that I endorse is the TI Inspire, the non-CAS version in particular, but for your class it really doesn't make a lot of a difference. Those are the ones I use for examples in class because almost everyone in my classes has one of those too. So I use those as examples of how to do things calculator-wise. And last of all in this one, remember this. We're a team, you and me. If you work with me, we're going to get you successful. Hopefully that means an A or a B, right? If you notice anything unusual in class that's causing problems with your learning, let me know. As a matter of fact, last semester there was an issue and we got it taken care of. We moved someone to a different seat and everything was fine. If you need some kind of an arrangement for an appointment, just let me know. I am available through my cell phone. That's, I guess, the emergency line. The email sailormath@outlook.com is the best way of contacting me, because if I'm not available at the moment, I can get your message, read through it carefully, get back to you, and make it as long as I need to. And last on this slide, every once in a while I'm going to send out an announcement. It might be an email or it might be an announcement on Blackboard. Make sure you check your Blackboard and your email at least once daily. Better yet, 2 or 3 times, just in case. Assignment number 1. This should be the easiest one of the whole semester. And in case you're wondering, do I get credit for this? Yes. This is a homework assignment. You get 10 points for it. Write a paragraph about yourself. What you're doing is you're introducing yourself, telling me some of the interesting things about you. Where are you from? What's some of your background? Anything at all is good here. Type that up, bring it to class, and send it to sailormath@outlook.com. Now, the typed copy, bring it to my office. Now, why do I say bring it to the office? I'm going to check something here. Try using the pen, not that one. Let's see. I guess that's the only one I can use. Okay. So bring it to my office. Why bring it to my office? Okay. This is the reason. So you bring it to my office. I read through it while you're sitting there. And I noticed some unusual things that I want to ask you about. Maybe you grew up in southwestern Pennsylvania. I did too. There might be something we have in common and I want to find out about it. Or maybe you're someone who is a sports fanatic. Maybe you're a fan of some team that I'm a fan of. Anyway, it gives me a chance to ask you questions, have a little bit of give and take. Make sure to also send the copy to sailormath@outlook.com. That gives me a chance to take a second look at what you've written, and if I want to send a message out, it's easy if it's in an email already. I can just hit reply. All right, that was the easy one. Number 2. In Blackboard, you'll notice in the course content area, there's an introductory part. There is a section called, or a document called Calculator Exercises. Now, you don't have to worry about this. There's a reason for this. You have your calculator. It might be that TI-84 plus CE, it might be a TI Inspire, it might be something totally different that I've never heard of before. The important thing is you need to be able to use your calculator. These calculator exercises are a chance to look through some possible calculations that you would need to do with your calculator. So this gives you all kinds of possibilities and gives you an idea whether you know your calculator well enough. As you're going through it, all you need to do is do the exercise. The answer is right there, so you can check your answer. So what you do is get the calculator exercises document, print it out. As you go through, work a problem. Number 1, did you get the answer right? Just put a check mark there, or a line through it, or highlight it, whatever you want to do. When you get to the end, if you've got them all done, fantastic. You're ready to use your calculator. If you have trouble, find an answer. You might find the answer on YouTube. You might drop by the office and I can help you. You might check with another student. They might know their calculator real well. One way or another, learn how to do those particular exercises that are in that document. When you're finished, bring your copy to class, the printout copy with your checking off each individual one, turn it in. You get credit for that for homework too. It's that easy. Number 3. Now this is something that isn't covered very often, and it isn't part of your actual textbook, so I threw it in as an extra. I'm probably going to create a YouTube lesson on significant digits or significant figures. It's the same thing. So you can check out a YouTube version of what are significant figures, or if I create a slide or a YouTube lesson, watch that. When you've done that, print out the exercises. There are 15 exercises, some things to practice with. Print that out, work through it, ask questions if you need to, in class or by email, whatever you like. When you get to the end and you think, I think I've got this, print out the answer key or look at the answer key online. See if you got them right. If you did, fantastic. If not, you need to ask some questions. Please complete this by January 12th. That's a Thursday. And you also get credit for that homework. It probably will be simple. Either way, you're going to learn a little bit about what digits should be in an answer. So, let's get started, right? Watch the first lesson on YouTube for section 9.1. Complete the exercises. You'll see those in the syllabus toward the end. It tells you when it's due. So make sure you do it ahead of time. Bring your questions to class. So if I collect them, you're ready and you get full credit. If you're late, you don't get full credit unless you have a certified excuse for that. This is my version. There's my version of the exam schedule for this spring. I think I've got it correct. If you see a mistake, let me know and I'll update this. But I think these are correct. Along the left-hand side, you have the dates for the exams, April 25th through May 1st. Across the top is when the exams will be held, time-wise, what time of the day. In the body of this table, you'll see when the classes actually meet. So for example, ours, let's see, where are we? Right here, on the first line. So if this is correct, if they don't change it, on April 25th, which is a Tuesday, you'll come to our regular classroom, Lodge 256, and from 3 to 6, you'll have your final exam. Remember, this is unofficial, although I think I like the format it is. It's up to you whether you do or not. You could print this out even. I'll have this on Blackboard, like almost everything else. Well, that's it. For me, it seems a long time until the end of the semester, and especially on difficult days. But the next thing you know, it's going to be April 1st, and we're almost ready for final exams. I'll see you in class. Take care, and keep smiling.